Hey there and welcome to the official Supercross Live pre-show fueled by Monster Energy. I'm your host Lauren Abraham, and sitting next to me is my co-host Mr. Jim Hollywood Holley. You all know him. He's new to me. I'm new to this game. Jim, now last year was dubbed the greatest season ever, and statistically it was the best season ever. So what's going on this season in 2012? Here we are.
Well, I think, Lauren, we're going to have a carbon copy of the same thing that we had last year. All the guys are ready to go. They're excited here in 2012 to get this thing underway. All the testing, everything, all leading up to this, it's all gone now. It's time. As soon as that gate drops for those heat races, it's time to get that bike in the main event. But, you know, you got to go with Ryan Villapoto, the champion. I mean, that guy did it all last year. I mean, he comes out and he wins the Supercross championship. He wins the outdoor motocross championship. And then he picks up $1 million in the Monster Energy Cup in Vegas. So, I mean, this guy was on fire last year. He's going to have that #1 plate. The man right behind him finished last year in second, the 22 Motorsports, Chad Reed. He's ready to go. You know, he had a long off season. Testing went well for him. The guy who finished up third on the Red Bull KTM, that's what he's on this year. That is Ryan Dungey, and he looks good. I mean, I was glad to see him come out of the Monster Energy Cup.
He's feeling really strong, he said.
He is.
Real healthy.
And I mean, I look, you know, Anaheim could be possibly KTM's first Supercross win on American soil, and hopefully Dungey can do that.
Well, they got some big money on him. He better.
They do, yeah. I mean, that's what he's paid for. He's paid to get wins. I mean, he's not paid to run around in 5th place. No, he's paid to win races. And the man who finished up 4th had a lot of problems last year, losing the front end, James Stewart. He's still on that Yamaha, but he changed over. He's over at the JGR Yamaha team now. Changed tires. He's not on Dunlops. He's on Pirellis now. He's got about 400 tires that he said the Italians sent over from Italy for him to test. So hopefully he's got that problem fixed up. But I got some breaking news and some unfortunate bad news. Trey Kennard, we talked to him in the press conference.
His injury, huh?
Yeah, and he said he was going to go ride at the Honda test track yesterday and feel it out. He didn't even ride yesterday. He just said, mentally, I am not there. And you know, Lauren, you know, as a former rider, you got to be prepared to ready to go. And he wasn't prepared, so he's not riding Anaheim, unfortunately.
That collarbone's slowing him down. I mean, injuries can really be the major setback. So if he's not competing in this first one here, what does that mean? Is he going to be in the second or third? Do you think he's going to take a month off, a couple weeks off? I mean, well, where do you think that's going to go?
You know, really, I can't answer that. Trey's the only one that can answer that. Whenever he feels that he's ready, I'm sure he's going to go out and probably try on Wednesday and see how he feels for Phoenix. But here's the key. If you're not ready and you go to Phoenix and you crash and have just a little tip over. And you break the collarbone again, he's not racing for 6 weeks. He is done. So he doesn't want to come back too early.
Those guys in the press conference, especially Chad Reed, I mean, he's feeling healthy. He has some awesome downtime in the off season. He's feeling really strong. He said he's got the best bike he's ever ridden. They're all feeling really strong. I can't even imagine how Trey must feel right now. I mean, this has got to be a major.
Well, I know if I was Trey, I wouldn't even be here. I couldn't stand when I was injured to come to a race and watch everybody else go out there and have so much fun. But I'm sure Trey will be here because he's got obligations with Honda to sign autographs. So any of you fans, get out here. Trey's going to be here, but he's just not racing. But I want to transition over to the lights class. The lights class is going to be great this year. Unfortunately, the defending champion Brock Tickle, who won the West Coast last year, he has moved up to the 450s. He doesn't even get a chance to run that #1 plate. But the guy who won the outdoors, Dean Wilson, he is riding the West Coast along with his teammate Tyler Rattray and all these guys, Martin Davalos on the Suzuki. All these lights guys are going to be gunning for a great win. And you got to make a statement here. Cole Seeley on the Troy Lee Honda, I mean, he won a couple last year. He's ready to go. I talked to him. He says, you know what? This is the year I got to win the championship. I can't win races. You know? And a couple new teams coming to Supercross. Jeff Ward Racing, he brings over the Kawasaki contacts that he had when he was riding. And he's got Josh Grant riding for him. Kyle Chisholm, another new team. Jeremy McGrath, 72 wins in Supercross, 7-time champion. Him and Larry Brooks teamed up, and now they got Andrew Short, and they're riding Honda, so a couple new teams.
Anaheim's got a lot of hype, and if you win this one, it's going to do great, but losing this one, you know, could really be detrimental to your entire championship.
Well, you always hear guys that say you can throw the championship away at the first round.
Exactly.
You can throw it away. I mean, I think that, you know, everybody always asks me, you know, hey, you've been there, you've done that. Who's going to win? I said, man, I don't know who's going to win. Anybody can win this race. I mean, anything can happen. Kevin Windham can win this race. He's won it before. Although we don't have the rain. Usually Kevin's fast in the rain and the mud. But,
and all top 5 guys were on the podium last year at one point or another.
It depends on the start. You know, I would say if, you know, Chad Reed gets a start and Villapoto and James Stewart are in the back, they're going to have a hard time catching Chad Reed. Yeah. And vice versa for anybody else out there. Ryan Dungey, he could hole shot, and those other 3 guys could go down in the first turn, and Ryan Dungey could win. I mean, anybody can win. That's why we go to Supercross, and that's why I've been around a long time, and I love to come in, and I'm excited about the 2012 season to get it underway.
Well, I'm so excited too, Jim, and thank you so much for having me on board. I'm his new teammate for the entire World Championship here. Now, it's the calm before the storm. It's going down tonight. Well, we're going to see you guys here in a few hours. So keep up with us here on Supercross Live on supercrossonline.com. We'll see you guys in a bit.